Welcome back, everybody. My name's APredator54, aka Adam, coach of your Machesney Park Slowpokes, and today I bring you the draft analysis for ICP Season 3. This season we had 25 points for Open Terra Preview. I believe we had to have at least 2 cats, max 3, and it was 115 points for 9 to 11 Pokemon. And you know me, I wanted to have fun. So I did the full 11. I did not try and do 9 and make a top-heavy team full of shenanigans. But without further ado, we will hop on into this. I ended up, I believe, very early pick. I believe second pick on this. Could be wrong. I believe it. No, I was third pick overall. So I ended up taking Iron Valiant round 1. Let's give this another shot. I tried it when it first came out. I didn't do too hot. I didn't realize this thing could run 3 special attacking moves and CC and still blow back things even without investment. And I learned this thing can do quite a bit. It has agility, it has Sword Dance, it has Calm Mind, it has knockoff, it has coverage galore, it even gets Aqua Cutter for fire types, which does not make contact. No, oh, is it? Yeah, it's Aqua Cutter, which is definitely interesting. This gets access to Leaf Blade, this gets access to physical and special coverage, both stab and non-stab. All in all, Iron Valiant for 19 points, a hefty chunk of my budget, is well worth it for the speed tier. It's 116 speed. You can run booster speed, you can run booster attack, booster special attack, you can run booster speed Sword Dance, Plow Through, booster speed Calm Mind, Plow Through, and this even gets access to Shadow Sneak and Vacuum Wave, so it has access to priority as well. All in all, it is a phenomenally good mon, and I can't wait to see what this actually does for me this time around. I'll take anything that's better than last time. I struggled to get it kills because I did not build bulk around it, so it ended up getting absolutely destroyed. But that's our first pick, folks. Next we picked up Dragonite. Iron Destroyer is in this league, so I decided I'm going to take his mascot because I realistically did not want to see him choose himself to a 3rd straight finals using Dragonite. So this is for the greater good and well worth the 15 points. I'll take it. Alright. I got E-Speed, I've got Dragon Dance, I've got Scale Shot, I've got special coverage, I've got physical coverage that I could ever need. Even access to Earthquake and Iron Head for fairies and for steel types. Granted, the only really thing that slows Dragonite down is being burned, paralyzed, or an unaware mon. But if you're Choice Band, you just blow right through the unaware. So we'll see how this goes, and we are going to see how well Dragonite performs. Next, we have our first Terra Captain. Ceruledge was 12 points before Terra. It was 13 or below that could Terra. So Ceruledge for 15 points with Terra is a incredibly cheap captain. Like, it's insane. Both weak armor and flash fire, being able to Terra Grass, flash fire, and remove a weakness and be immune to burn is absolutely amazing. Being able to run weak armor with just pure ghost type, remove your ground weakness from the fire typing, and just smash through. Also amazing. This thing gets access to Will-O-Wisp, Bitter Blade for recovery, access to CC, Brick Break, Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, Phantom Force. Gets access to Psycho Cut for fighting types. All in all, this thing can do a lot. Even has access to Flame Charge to boost its speed, so that way you don't have to run the weak armor. But where it excels is just randomly dropping it in on a resisted move. Say somebody was going to go for U-turn or for a grass type move that's physical. Alright, you drop Ceruledge in, Weak Armor activate. Now you are in a position where a grass type has to force its way out with a swap as USD. If they do not have coverage for you, it is a free sword stance, making this thing a monster that now is incredibly hard to kill. All in all, Ceruledge is well worth the points, and 15 points of my 25 Terra budget. Next, we come back around, and we've got Slowking. So this is where the team takes a fun turn. I like the fact that I can't be taunted. I have access to Trick Room. I have access to Chilly Reception. I can run Chilly, run Trick Room with a weakness policy, with Slack Off, blow you back that way. I can run Yawn, I can run T-Wave to status cripple teams, I can Slack Off, call Mindset, and boost over the top of anything you can do to me with leftovers. Slowking is a phenomenal mon for 13 points. And even access to Psychic Noise this gen is amazing. I can make it to where my opponent can't heal. All in all, that's very good. It really needed a sound-based move for substitutes. But the only hindrance is, as far as fighting coverage, it gets Drain Punch and it gets access to Focus Blast. And Grass Knot is its only grass type coverage, so those are the hindrance against opposing waters. But it does get Thunder Punch for those. But all in all, well worth the budget of 13 points. Next, we got our second Terra Captain. See, Titan was straight 10 points without Terra, 10 points with Terra. So, I mentioned we have Chilly Reception. Alright, we've got Sea Titan in Snow with Slush Rush. That is absolutely destructive, especially on this low tier Terra format. Being able to Terra out of my weaknesses or set up a belly drum, even outside of Snow, Ice Shard still hammers about a good 60% of this format. The others are being stuff that resists ice, like fire types and waters, but everything else is a neutral hit that it's going to get blown back by a +6 Ice Shard. So just need to get this pivoted and situated, and we are golden, and we can have some fun. This thing gets access to Superpower, Liquidation, gets access to Knockoff, Body Slam, Giga Impact, Physical Move Galore, and an access to Entrainment. Say I come against an unaware mon and I'm Terrifier. Let's take Skeledurge for example. Well, now Skeledurge has to hit me. If I entrain its I am unaware away, it gets Slush Rush. I am faster than Skeledurge. So now I have a +6 hit going into Dirge, forcing it out, forcing them to sack a mon, and we call it a day. That is absolutely beautiful. And Terra Water Sea Titan just walls unaware mons. I'll take it. Granted, it doesn't wall Clefable, but Clefable also does not want to take a heavy slam to the face, which does a lot from this mod. All in all, very good. Well worth my remaining 10 points for my Terra budget. And we are going to hop on into round number 6. I got this mod because it was still there. Why the hell is Ursaluna sitting there in round 6? That's what I asked myself when I saw this. I'm like, really? Why? Okay, so now we have a Ursaluna in Trick Room with the Slowking. Okay, I Trick Room. They want to go for electric type move. They have to go for electric type move again to kill me. In comes Ursaluna with Guts, Flame Orb. I minimize my speed. Now I am blasting a metric ton into your team. You need to be a bulky physical mon to sponge hits from this thing. That, and it gets access to Bulletproof to block Focus Blast, Energy Ball, and Shadow Ball, which is incredibly good for Slowking. Say they need to hit Shadow Ball to swing into me. In comes this. I have a Ghost Immunity. Alright, that works. You're not going to Focus Blast into a Slowking, I can tell you that for sure. You might Grass move into it, but if I can tank the Grass type move coming in, well, now I'm claiming a soul. One, please. This is well worth the 15 points. And I'll take it. This also gets access to Trailblaze. So, if they are base 100 and below Trailblaze, I believe max speed can outpace them if they run minimal speed, so it can speed creep and blast over the top while activating Flame Orb. If you can get 2 Trailblazes off, now you're outspeeding a majority of the meta and you're spamming moves. All in all, that's an incredibly good thing to have. Ursaluna, it can be broken in the right hands. I wish this could have Terra, but it was just a point outside of, point or two outside of Terra legality. But at the end of the day, it's fun. This was also there in round 7. We've got 8-point Kilowattrel. So now I have Chilly Reception. I have Kilowattrel that can come in on a ground type now and click Weather Ball. Alright, I forced the ground type out. That is a phenomenal thing to have. So now I have Bolt Beam with Chilly Reception, and there's limited switch-ins. So I have Electric, Flying, and Ice coverage, which is incredibly nice. Kilowattrel's 125 base speed is also incredibly good. This is my fastest mon. Next after that is the Iron Valiant, which is not bad at all. This thing being able to set Tailwind, have Roost, have Voltage Sword to prevent T-Wave, and competitive for Intimidate mons or people trying to go for Defog. It's really good. That's a free +2 special attack. Well worth the 18 points. Granted, coverage limited, bulk limited, it's fine. If I can get a Spatak boost and able to punch things, I will take it. That and having a ground immunity is incredibly nice. Next, we have Okidoki. I finally got to draft this thing. It was tempting to make this thing a Terra Captain. I could have changed it, but I believe there is no grace for this league, so if I wanted to, I could make this a captain starting week 2, but I would have to pay an upcharge for it. It's 12 before Terra, but I'd have to double check what it is after Terra. I think it's 16, but I could be wrong. It's either 16, 15, or 14, I can't remember. But this thing being able to just absolutely wall fighting types, grass types, anything, yeah, it's just ridiculous. Times 4 to bug. It's a fucking wall. And I love it. That, and I love Guard Dog. If I know I'm going into a matchup where my opponent has Intimidate, I am going to run immediately Guard Dog plus Adrenaline Orb, and now I have +1 speed, +1 attack. I will take it. And then I just start firing off hits. This thing even has access to taunt. I can stop you from doing setup. Alright, I'm going to punch you. This even gets access to bulk up. Alright, bulk up Black Sludge. Now I'm even harder to kill. Now I'm punching in the face. You have to have a good special attacker to break me now. Because once I get going, plus access to Drain Punch and access to Punch Glove, which boosts that and prevents Rocky Helmet, is absolutely massive. So Okidoki can do a lot of things. Being times 4 weak to Psychic and weak to Ground is a drawback, but it's fine. We can work around that. Being weak to Flying, alright. I have answers. We'll just draw it in. But 12-point Okidoki is well worth it. Next, I got bored. I drafted Malamar. I wanted something I could do in reserve as a Terra Captain if I see Titan didn't work out. giving me access to Contrary and Infiltrator to bypass screens. Contrary superpower to boost my defenses, just smacking the things. If I face a web matchup, now add +1 speed. Oh no, not bad. Not bad at all. Psychic coverage, electric coverage, can run Calm Mind as well, gets access to Trick Room. Secondary option for my Ursaluna. And I believe gets access to Endeavor as well. So if I Trick Room, Focus Dash, and then I'm slower than my opponent, I can Endeavor them down to 1 HP, sacrifice myself for free, and then bring in Ursaluna. Which is not a bad trade, because that forces them to sack Amon or give up their 1 HP Pokemon. I have to double check. I believe it gets Endeavor, unless my hold on 1 second. I need to see this. No, it gets Endure. It does not get Endeavor. I read the wrong E word. Alright, that's fine. I can work with that. And then we've got Lurantis. Same thing. At this point, this team had no hazard removal. I did not believe in it this draft. I'll just roll with it. I have boots for a reason, and it's no item clause. Like, it's my go-to is to have minimal removal. Sometimes none at all. My best teams that I've made finals with have had zero, absolutely no removal. But besides the fact, this gets access to Contrary. I can run Superpower and Leaf Storm, and if I'm facing webs, I can bring this in, get a +1 speed boost. Granted, I'm not the fastest anyways, but I can fire off Leaf Storm, +2 special attack, Superpower in Trick Room, get myself attack and defense for free. Oh, pretty good. It's well with the 3 points. Malamar was 5 points. At this point of the draft, I had 1 point left, so I figured I might as well have fun with the last pick, and I don't learn from my mistakes in IDL. Let's see if I can get more than 5 kills this time. Hi, Pikachu! This gives me Lightning Rod. This gives me access to Static to punish my opponent, just randomly paralyze them. Being able to run Light Ball for 1 point and smash into people is just amusing to me. But Pikachu does Pikachu things, both physical and special. By now, everybody has seen everything Pikachu can do. But it's mainly here for 1 point Volt Tackle. I just want to just spam it into people. And that is the name of the game. But anyways, that is the team. Like and subscribe if you haven't. Tell me if there's things I could do to improve. But anyways, look forward to next Sunday when week 1 goes up, when I face off against Vortex. I got to face off against one of the fastest mons in the meta week 1. So stay tuned for that, and check out the other coaches in the description. Like and subscribe if you haven't, and enjoy. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.